Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
There once was a guy who played video games back when he was in high school and college, and then he got a fucking job, and then had to grow up, become an adult. Oh, his name was Clary. He was the guy who did that thing. Oh, he was quite scary. He didn't afford no bling. And that is the ballad of Aaron Clary. All right, enough bad songs. Hey, asshole, I'm a 23-year-old guy from the Midwest working for a regional accounting firm as an auditor. All throughout college, I heard focus on passing the CPA, and after that, life will be the land of milk and honey. Doors will open, people will magically adore you, and the world will be your oyster. Well, I passed the CPA within my first 6 months of starting work, and after a few months of enjoying relaxation, I'm finding myself bored. I'm very goal-oriented and wondering what's next. Although the CPA was a challenge, part of me enjoyed it. I felt like every day I had a purpose, a goal that I was working towards, and I could see the benefits of my hard work, but I just don't have that anymore. My question is, how do I find something that can give me this sort of purpose and energy to wake up in the morning? In case you need to know, my IQ is 120 to 125 range, so thank you for the help. All right. Young man, I won't mention your name because we don't want to pin you down too much. The problem is you have entered the real world. The real world. You see, you're 23, and that's like when the pinnacle of the lies, like especially if you got a job. See, if you're 22 and you graduate, and you're in the liberal arts, reality is right there the second the deans and the school got your last tuition check. And it's there just ready to beat the motherfucking shit out of you. However, some lucky few, like you CPAs engineers, you guys actually get a job, you roll with it, you're having a good old time, everything's going the way it's supposed to, and then you're like, hey, is this all we do at this job? And it's like, yeah. Watch my video. All jobs suck. All jobs. Porn star. You think a guy who gets to have these crazy quadruple sums with these hot big-titted chicks out in LA, you think he likes that guarantee you after like 2 years, he's kind of like, fuck, again? The guy who tastes ice cream over at Breyer's Ice Cream found out it's a $250,000 a year job. Now, this was over 20 years ago. We were amazed as kids. Like, he gets paid. He's sick of it. The Beermeister who gets to taste beer, he's sick of it. It doesn't matter what your job is. All jobs inevitably suck. And especially in accounting. What, did you not see how boring accounting was for the 4 years you studied up? Now, I understand studying for the CPA might have been a challenge, but did you not see what you would be, how that stuff you were studying, debits, credits, trial balance, T-ledger accounts, all that, did you see how that might be boring? Why do you think CPAs are paid so much? Because they got a CPA? Well, that's part of it, but it's also because you're paid to do boring-ass fucking work. That's why you're paid a lot of money. Engineers are paid a lot of money because they got to do a lot of training and study a lot of boring stuff, and then they do boring work. Although I guess engineering is a little bit more interesting than accounting. But accounting? You thought accounting was going to be intellectually stimulating? No. I know the mistake you're making, but again, you're 23. You don't know this because parents and your adults and the teachers and professors have lied to you. Is your job is not the real world. Now, it is a real world. You got a job. But life, let's put it that way. Life is not your job. Your job is a tool to get money to maintain and enhance your life. That's what your job is. It is a tool. Don't become a feminist. Don't become a millennial girl or a Gen X woman thinking the career is what defines you and that is what to give you value, purpose, and meaning in life. That is putting the cart before the horse. What gives you life, what gives you meaning and purpose in life is what you do outside of work. Work is just what you do to keep this sucker alive, to keep this thing fed. That's what it is. Then life is whatever you do after you get home from your commute at 6 p.m. Is it playing volleyball? Is it having a family? Is it dealing time with your kids? Is it going, in your case, maybe something a little bit more academic or intellectually stimulating? You go back to college, get a doctorate? Maybe you're the professorial type, like in the traditional classical sense. Maybe you just have that brain that needs to be challenged, all right? But your career is not meant to be interesting, rewarding, or stimulating. And the sooner you learn that, the sooner you will appreciate work for truly what it is. And in an ironic sense, you will do much better at your career because you'll be like, what? Fuck no, I don't want to do that. You got to pay me a ton. And you'd be amazed how many people are willing to pay you a ton. Especially if you have what's it. It sounds like you have what's it. So you need to rethink life altogether. Work is not the point of excitement, purpose, agency, reason, or living. That's what you do outside of work, right? So there's two ways to tackle this in your particular situation. You need to develop hobbies and things and interests outside of work, right? Whatever that may be. Traditionally it's been family. But nowadays you can go meetups and run and do and things. Perhaps, again, it's something, again, as I said, a little bit more intellectual. Maybe you should go back to school and study something. Maybe you should get a doctorate in economics. Maybe you should, it depends on what state you're in. But if you have your master's in accountancy, maybe at night go and teach. Teaching is a very fun and intellectually rewarding exercise. And you get paid for it too. Not a lot, but you get paid for it. But then you could also have the personality where you're a sponge. You need to consume stuff, and it is in part because of your high IQ. But then there's just some people that are like me. I cannot sit fucking still. I need to constantly take in new shit, and that could be your personality. And if that's the case, I'm sorry, dude. The world is not going to be enough for you. Now, the good thing is you're young, and there's plenty of the country to explore. So you could travel. In other words, I'm almost twice your age, so a lot of things are still new to you. I mean, you've been in school your entire life pretty much, and now you finally got money, and hey, you got a car, and you could go do stuff. There's the world will offer you about 15 years of novelty to sink your teeth and your brain into, but it will get tiring. But that's what I would recommend. I recommend you get a motorcycle. I recommend you just drive around, go read Reconnaissance Man. You don't even have to read Reconnaissance, just go develop some hobbies and hike. You're in the Midwest. West is that way. Just get the fuck out, man, and go do and start exploring, all right? But do not think your job was ever meant to be intellectually stimulating or rewarding. You're an accountant. I mean, maybe if you went in self-employment, it'd be interesting and fun. Maybe if you got into consulting, it would be fun. But you're an accountant. And about the only thing I can think is more boring than that is like, picking fruit. Or an actuary, and even actuaries get to program models every once in a while. But that's the truth. That's what they didn't tell you. Is that hey, you won! You won! Hey, guess what? There's nothing else to do. Now I think about it, this might actually be interesting. Consider joining the reserves or the National Guard. That might give you something to consider. Joining the National Guard, part-time military. That would give you a lot of purpose and agency. That's another thing to consider. But yeah, that's it. No one ever tell you this is it. That's all there is to life. Everyone teaches you how to get a degree and interview real well. And then there's billions of pages written about how to make your career your life. That's not it. It's all wrong. The real challenge facing you, and no one has the answers, I only have recommendations, is what the fuck do you do with your life and yourself outside of work? That's the real challenge. You think it'd be easy, but it's not, because everybody else is all about their fucking career. No one is about living life, man. It's a sad fucking state of affairs. But now you know the truth. I gave you a couple options there. I told you how I kind of handled it and dealt with it. A lot of fossil hunting and all that. But that's all we got. Anyway, hope that helps out, gives you some ideas. See you later. Tools.